Hey guys, and welcome to episode 4 of the FitPro Lead Gen show with me, David Kyle. We've just finished our last gig of the FitPro tour. We're just in Birmingham, and it's been a really exciting tour where a lot of stuff has been covered. What I am going to do now is show the interview that I had with Lianne. Lianne talks about how to get in the media, so I'll show you that now. Then we're going to go into a few more different bits throughout the show, but let's first jump into that interview first with Lianne. So I'm here with Lianne. Lianne's been doing this FitPro Lead Gen Tour with us, so we've been to 3 venues so far, but I just wanted Lianne to give you a better insight about what it is she actually does and how she could potentially, or how you yourselves could get into the media. So tell us more, Lianne.
Hey, so yeah, I'm Lianne, as Dave says, and I have a background in PR and marketing. So something that I've been doing with Damien and the Lean Body Project is positioning Damien as an expert and our gym as the go-to fitness facility. And the way that I've done that is getting us into the media, getting the media to talk about how good we are rather than us just shouting about it, which develops that trust and sets us apart from the rest, I suppose. Yeah. So a couple of different ways in which you can do it is one, focus on you and your backstory. How have you got from your previous experience, whether it was in the fitness industry or not? What did you develop? How did you open your gym? How did you become a personal trainer? How did you become a fitness facility owner? What is your story? How have you got there? So write all those things down. Think about how to jazz it up and sex it up a bit. So, did you develop your over 30s niche because you were surrounded by over 30s in a call centre who just ate shite all day long? Did they have really poor habits and that gave you the instigation to think, do you know what? I'm going to help all these people because I know how to do it. Is that your backstory? How is it? How did you get there? Think about a story that you can share with your clients. So have you had like an amazing success story? It could be weight loss, but it could also be mobility issues. So think about from one extreme to the other. Has somebody lost 5 stone or more? That's what the press are looking for. Has somebody gone from not being able to walk or very poor mobility to now being able to run a marathon? Think of those 2 extremes and how you've helped those clients. And again, they're just stories in themselves. And the other way of thinking about things is by positioning yourself as an expert, by giving expert advice to your niche. So are you catering for busy mums who only have the ability to work out from home? So do you do an online program? Can you provide 10-minute workouts or 5 top exercises to banish belly fat? All women want to get rid of the belly. Can you give 3 recipes that you can make within 15 minutes, but the whole family are going to enjoy it? Think about all the different things that your niche want. Start putting loads of content out on your social media platforms across every single platform: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and then start looking for journalists that you can create connections with and a relationship with so that you can feed this information to them or look out for their requests when they come through about a topic that you can write about.
Okay, yeah. So we work with over 30s women mainly who come to our gym. How would we've got really great stories, we've got people who've lost 5 or 6 stone. How do we actually get in the media? Do we find somebody, or does somebody stumble across us? How do we actually get in the media itself?
So once you've got your story, you can get in the media 2 ways. You can go and find the journalist to pitch to yourself, or you can respond to a request. So you can look for the publications that you want to appear in. So is it the Daily Mail, or is it Closer magazine, or is it another magazine that you want to go into? Find those editors, find out who they are, find them on LinkedIn, find them on social media platforms, find out their email address. You can easily do that through a process of elimination. And then just pitch it out to them. But make sure when you are pitching that you've got a great story and that you're not just saying, hey, I'm Dave, I'm from Cardiff, I run this facility. You want to really jazz it up and say, hey, I've just finished working with this client who's dropped 6 stone through training with me at my facility 3 times a week, whilst also running a successful business and being a mum to 3 kids.
Yeah. So
something like that. So straight away, you're telling them exactly what this story is about, who it is, what their usual lifestyle is, and what results that they've had. Pitch it out to people, and then you should get a reply.
Okay, yeah. So what do people do when they come to you then? So say I was gonna try and do it myself, but I thought it'd be easier getting someone like you to do it. What would you do if I was going to come to you and say, Lianne, try and get me in the media, please?
So I already have numerous contacts from various different publications who write about various different topics. So because I've spent the last few years building up all those relationships, I can just literally email one of my contacts. I have a contact who is crying out for super slimmer stories. So anybody with a huge weight loss story, or anybody with just a general heartwarming story. So if you've got a client who might have gone through adversity or gone through really, really bad struggles that might relate or probably will relate to other people reading it, I can send your story off straight away and then get a feature in the press for you within a couple of days.
Okay, so from everything you're saying, it sounds like you don't want to talk about yourself when you go in the media. It's always about the person that you've helped. Is that the case?
It's twofold. So you have case stories about your clients, and then you have case stories about yourself. So you might think at the minute you don't really necessarily have an interesting story. I bet I could get an interesting story out of you.
Okay.
It's easier for most people to lead with a client-based story because they're the ones that their story. You've been helping them do it. For you as an individual, you just think, well, I've kind of done this, I've done this, I've done that. There's nothing really special about it until I suppose I can have a sit-down conversation with you and digest that story and jazz it up for press. But think about, I suppose, with your business, think about the milestones that you're hitting. So it could be about you because you have helped women in Cardiff now lose over 100 stone combined over the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So that's a milestone. It might be that you're wanting to open up a second location or a third location or expanding the business. Again, that's a key story. People want to know about that. It could be that you met your partner randomly on a train and instantly hit it off, and then now you run a successful six-figure fitness business. So that is a story about you in a relationship, but then the aftermath is the business that's created.
Yeah. And what's really cool, and what we talked about in the last couple of days where we've done this tour, and a lot of people started to get towards the end of Lianne chatting, when you get in the media, it's not about you trying to sell directly in the media. It's using that media as an awareness to show proof that you are who you say you are. So when people come and check you out, so they might check Lianne out compared to a competitor, but they see Lianne's business has been in all these newspapers and magazines, but the competitor hasn't. That massively gives you a massive boost of credentials. It makes your value look so much more beneficial. So getting in the media or just building more trust makes the sell and get leads so much better. Yeah,
we had a story. One of my clients came to us and she was very timid, had no self-esteem. She was a busy mum of two. She was running her own cake making business, and she just gained a huge amount of weight just from eating all the cake she was making. So she came to us, and as soon as she told me this story, I was like, right, this is a headline. She's got more than 5 stone to lose. She bakes cakes for a living, and her husband works at McVitie's, so comes home with all the Jaffa cakes. So I knew she had a connection with the people that would read the story, because she's, a mum in her 30s. She has 2 young children that she hasn't been there for, hasn't had any pictures with. There's parents out there who feel exactly the same, and she bakes cakes for a living. So she is a further more extreme than your average woman. Your average woman is choosing to go and buy that cake and eat it themselves, whereas she's making the cakes to make herself a living, so she has the crumbs and everything left over. So you put her in a different position, and people can look to that and think, well, if she can do it, I can do it. So the moment she hit 5 stone weight loss, I had the article ready to go, pitched it to the press, straight into the Manchester Evening News, and then what I did is I repitched it again this year, and it's gone into the national papers. So it went in September, it went out to the Daily Mail, The Sun, One in Ireland, British Asia News, and then I think there's Yahoo News, and there's all sorts of MSN. It'll just flourish through. So if somebody was Googling us, then they can see all these publications that have come through and about us. And then also on our website now, I can list all of these publications as seen in, because we've been in them all. We then proceeded to do a second press release in the same month about another client of ours who had lost over 5 stone. She was a female footballer, saw a picture of herself on the football pitch, and was mortified of how she actually looked, because she hadn't looked at herself from that angle. That instigated her to lose weight. She's now gone on to have her second child after struggling conceiving the first with the weight. So that again is another story. Her husband's in the Navy, so he worked away. She's a busy mum. So that is another powerful story. Again, that went national into the Daily Mail and The Sun. So we've used both of those in a month. October and November have been our highest months this year from front-end offers coming in, and also then converting it into the memberships, into the core offer, because there's been a hot buzz around, oh my God, did you see her in the paper? There's the girl that was in the paper, and they're seeing in person the women that we've just had published in the press, and they can see them there at how much weight they've lost, and they can physically talk to them in person as well, hearing about their stories and being a massive inspiration. So rather than it just being that woman that's on a before and after picture on your social media, it's somebody that's got a bit more of a celebrity status, and it gets that buzz, and then they think, oh, I could be that person. So they invest in you a lot more.
So that was Lianne from Get in the Media. If you want to know more about Lianne, make sure you just go on my Facebook and you can find her there. But it was really interesting, some of the stuff that she was saying. First of all, when she started about how to find these people to contact, you need to go and find where your audience hangs out. So if your audience are females, you need to go and find female newspapers or female magazines and go and find these people. Exactly the same when you're advertising. If you're going to find the people offline, you need to go and find out where it is they hang out. And then it all comes back to the story, and the story is exactly the same with your Facebook ads or your social media, or like Lianne was saying, Getting in the Media. You have to have a story. A story is what connects people to want to come with you. A story that creates emotion, that creates feeling, that creates desire, because people are reading these stories, they can relate to these stories, and they think, wow, yeah, that could be me. Why don't I reach out to these people, find out what they can offer, and get in contact and start working with you? So that's definitely something you need to consider when you're doing this, is find out where your audience actually really does hang out, and have those stories to share with your audience. So when they read it, they get to know a little bit more, they connect, they relate, and they build that trust with you. So when they do reach out, it's a much easier sell. So to finish it off, as usual, we've got the challenge. Now this week's challenge is a simple one. I want you to start writing these stories about your clients, or about your story about why you became a personal trainer or a nutritionist or a yoga teacher, or however you are in the fitness industry. Have that really powerful story, so next time you're doing a consultation or somebody wants to know a little bit more about why you got started, you've got that super powerful story. That story is going to build so much trust, deliver so much value, that people are going to want to know more about what it is you do. So if you're watching this on the YouTube channel or you're listening to it on the vlogs, do let me know how you're getting on with these. Okay, like or comment or subscribe, drop me a message, find me on Facebook, and let me know how you've got on with this week's challenge. And I'll see you next week, where we're going to share a little bit more about the FitPro tour which we've done this week. Cheers.